Hey everyone, welcome. Today we are going to master 6 little words that make a massive difference in your English. Seriously, getting these right is the key to sounding more natural and precise. So let's just dive right in. It's pretty wild when you think about it, right? Just 6 words. Can, could, may, might, must, and should, but they unlock a whole world of meaning. They let you talk about your abilities, ask for permission, or give advice, all with just one simple word. Let's get these into your everyday toolkit. Okay, so first things first, what even are modal verbs? Let's build a solid foundation so you know exactly what we're talking about and how they work. Now, the most important word on this slide is helping. You see, modal verbs never fly solo. They always team up with a main verb to add a very specific kind of meaning. Think of them like little sidekicks that give the main verb its special powers. And here is the golden rule, the one thing you really gotta remember about modals. They never, ever change. It doesn't matter if you're talking about I, you, or he, the modal always stays the same. So it's always he can run and never he cans run. It's a super simple rule that makes them so easy to use once you get the hang of it. So, what kind of superpowers are we talking about? Well, they cover these 5 essential areas. We're going to break down which verbs do which jobs, starting with the first 2, ability and possibility. All right, let's open up that toolkit and look at our first set of modals. These are all about talking about what we can do and what might happen. And the first tool out of the box is the absolute superstar of the group, can. This is probably the one you use the most, and for good reason. It's just so incredibly useful for talking about things happening right now. You know, can is a real multitasker. It does 3 main jobs for us. First, it shows ability, like, I can speak 3 languages. Second, it expresses possibility, as in, anyone can learn English. And third, it's used for giving permission, like when your boss says, you can go home now. One word, a whole lot of power. Next up, we've got could. Now, a lot of people just think of this as the past tense of can, but honestly, that's only half the story. It's also our secret weapon for being extra polite. So here's its most basic job. Talking about an ability you had in the past. Something you were able to do back then, but maybe can't do anymore. It paints a really clear picture of a time gone by. And this is where could really shines in the present. It's just a softer, more polite way to ask for something. Swapping can you for could you in a request instantly makes you sound more thoughtful and courteous. It's a great little trick. Okay, let's tackle possibility. This is where things get really nuanced and interesting. You've got may and might. They both suggest something could happen, but they are definitely not the same. The difference? It all comes down to probability. How likely is it really? So, think of it this way. If you look outside and you see dark clouds gathering, you'd say, it may rain. You feel pretty confident about it. But if the sky is just a little gray and you're not so sure, you'd say, it might rain. Getting this little difference right will make your English sound so much more precise. All right, let's grab the second half of our toolkit. We're moving on to obligation and advice. These are the models we use for talking about rules,
what's necessary, and giving helpful recommendations. First in this group is must. Now, this is a strong one. It's a powerful modal. When you use must, you are not messing around. It shows that something is either a serious necessity or a conclusion you're very sure about. And just look at the range here. It covers serious obligations, like laws. You must wear a seatbelt. But it's also used for really enthusiastic advice, like when you tell a friend, you must see that movie. And finally, we use it for logical guesses, when all the clues point to one thing. He worked all night, he must be tired. And our final modal for today is should. Now, if must is like a command, think of should as a friendly suggestion. It's our #1 verb for giving good advice and talking about what we expect to happen. This is just the perfect example, isn't it? It's not a law, it's not some strict rule. It's just good, solid advice. Should is the word you pull out when you want to help someone or suggest a better way to do something. It's all about being helpful, not forceful. Okay, so now that we know how to use them, let's do a quick grammar check on how not to use them. Let's make sure you don't fall into these common traps. The good news is they're super easy to fix once you know what to look for. To sound like a pro, just remember these 3 super simple things. First, never ever put to after a modal. It's you must study, not must to study. Second, remember that golden rule? Modals never get an S. It's always he can drive. And third, don't double them up. Never use 2 modals together. Just pick one and say, I might go. That's it. All right. You've seen the rules. You've seen the examples. How about we do a quick practice round? A little pop quiz to see how it's all sinking in. Ready? It blank rain later, so take an umbrella. Which modal verb fits best in that blank? Think about the level of certainty we're talking about here. I'll give you a second. And the answer is might. Of course. Why? Because taking an umbrella is a precaution. It's for something that is possible but not guaranteed. Might is perfect for that lower level of certainty. Awesome job if you got that one right. And that's a wrap. But the real learning starts now, when you actually go out and use these words. So here's my challenge to you. Which one of these 6 powerful verbs are you going to try and use in a conversation today? Think about it and then go for it. Thanks so much for joining me.